All right, all right. I see I got 9 people tuned in. Hey, what's up, Chaim? Saw your brother today. What I'm doing right now is taking the intake off of this engine so I could do some preventative exploratory maintenance on it because it's been about 50,000 miles in 3 years since this intake's been off. And I was the one who put it on, so I'm curious to see what everything looks like. I also have a sensor on the back of the engine behind the intake that I want to replace. It's been bad for a long time, and yeah, it's work, but I'm gonna pull the intake off now. By work, it's just I stand here and my machine does the work for me. Oh, left the socket. I've gone ahead and dropped the socket. It's okay. Well, we got it back. What's up, Roman? How you doing, broski? Just doing a little bit of work right here. Huh, that bolt felt really loose. I'm sure that's fine. You don't need to worry about that. You know, tight bolts on your intake are optional. A little reconfiguring to get some of the very last bolts on the back. Oh. Up, over, in. Dunsky on that side. Maybe I should turn a light on. It would help me out a little bit. Hey, what's up, Momo? How you doing, brother? You see what we got going on. I pulled the valve covers off of this thing, and it looks exceptionally clean inside underneath these black valve covers. So now I'm going to pull the intake to see what that looks like. And I also want to replace the oil sender, which is right behind the intake over here. My fat hands don't really allow me to do that without taking the intake off. And the other side of it is I want to lift the engine to replace the motor mounts underneath, because those are shot. And I could show you shortly how, maybe I can help myself a little bit here. The engine moves so far forward that the AC compressor belt tensioner hits the idler arm. And just like that, that intake is unbolted. What do I got left? Yeah, what's up, Takula? The El Camino still exists and is still exactly where I left it in the old shop, just hanging out. I have yet to drive back or fly back to the East Coast to go pick it up because that's a big trip. But I will be picking it up and bringing it back to this very garage. Making a pair of pliers real quick. Yes, I'll be getting the El Camino one of these days. All right. Smoke break. Oh my God, it's a ghost. It's a ghost. There's a ghost in the room. Oh, man. Back to work. It's two little clips on the bottom of the throttle body that I'm assuming, if I recall correctly, flow radiator fluid. Maybe to warm up the throttle body. I don't know. Maybe there's a sensor in there. All I know is my fat hands always have a problem with them. Always. So, just bear with me. You know, we do it right because we do it twice here at DIY Speed. That should come off now. Oh, perfect. Yeah, and spill radiator fluid everywhere. That was... I meant to do that. That was part of the plan. Yeah, it says what to do in the GM Tech manual. Spill the radiator fluid everywhere you can when you take your intake off. Yeah, that's been a hard world of mechanics for about 100 years now. Come on. Why are we so difficult? I'm going to be like, oh, this is really easy. It is. It's not hard. You just need to have small hands. The intake's ready to go. And not be totally retarded. Like myself. At times. Alright, maybe I'm using the wrong tool. Ayo. Yeah, Chaim, I had lunch with your brother Maishi today. Not gonna lie, a little boring. Not him, but just like my upteenth meal in just a few days, it feels like. I gotta get a different pair of pliers. Alright, this might be the wrong choice, but I went for the big boys. I'll do it. Alright. There you go. Okay. So, not even theoretically, it's unbolted, it's unhooked, it should no longer be attached anywhere. And that's the lift. Okay. Oh, no, it is still attached in one place. Now it's unattached. I should be able to lift up and out. Come on. What did I forget? Nothing. I forgot nothing. Wiring? Harness? No. Oh, purge valve. Purge valve in it. I gotta just like guide this out as I lift it up and out. It's been a little while, you know? Come on, baby. Don't break. Just disconnect. There we go. Here's your intake. No more intake. Good, let's set that right there. Sure, that's probably filled with oil. Should keep that in mind. And upon first inspection, not great. All right, let's go set this down. All right. I see one of my mistakes. I'm going to want to vacuum this out. It doesn't look terrible. So I'm not going to totally beat myself up here. But my intake runners do look dirty. There's oil on all of them. Might have a little bit of crankcase pressure, but doesn't matter. What am I going to do? That sensor I want to replace. Right there. I need to get something to stand on. Spacing out. Huh, ramp? Are you my new stool? Yes, you are. Can I reach that? Somewhat. There we go. All right, let me bring you guys in here because I'm going to stall for a moment. I forgot the oil sender somewhere inside my house. So I put new valve cover gaskets on it already for male instead of Fel-Pro. I used Fel-Pros last. The oil pressure sender, which is right back in here that I have unplugged already, sorry, right there, that went bad a long time ago, so I still have no idea what kind of oil pressure this thing makes. But what I wanted to show you is the oil and carbon buildup in the intake runners here on the heads. Take a look at that. What are we smoking? Hey, the good shit. Sorry. Yeah, really not that bad. Fel-Pro intake gaskets. I made a mistake here. I'm going to try and correct that. I put the bolts on top of the intake gasket, and it's held. It's worked. I don't think there's an actual issue with it. However, it might not have been the best for it to seal properly. And yeah, we're going to correct that. I'm going to go ahead and put new intake gaskets on it as well. But first I have to vacuum this thing out and find a sensor. All right, somebody give me a like and I'll keep the live stream going. If not, I'm just going to switch to regular recording. Come on, guys, throw me some likes. Killing me here, Smalls. Killing me. I got 30 viewers. Welcome to DIY Speed, the only place on the internet where you're going to see live, unedited, uncut, unrestricted work on your favorite vehicles like this 4.8 LS that has a cam in it that was done about 51,000 miles now. And we got 3 likes and 20 viewers. I'll take it. I did get a code on the way up here, something to do with knock sensors. And against my better judgment, I will do nothing about that. I did not buy the knock sensors, so therefore we won't replace them. But I do have intake gaskets, and I think that should be pretty doable. Yeah, okay, I need to find a vacuum of sorts. And what else? Parts. All right. What's up, folks? Good to see y'all. I'm actually going to end the live here because I only have one recording device right now, and this is it, my phone. So until next time, I'll get you. Maybe later I'll throw another one on if I'm going to be on here for a little while without recording. But have a good night.